Focus, focus. Today we are actually dealing with customary and metric units. So quick review. Who can remind me what country or countries use customary units? Maddie.
Ours.
Just ours. We're the only ones.
Mars.
We're the only ones that use customary units.
Ours is a country.
Uh-oh.
I said ours.
What about what country or countries use the metric units? Braylon. Everybody else in the entire world. So we are going to start with customary. So we are doing activity numero uno.
Activity numero uno.
Today we're all about how heavy things are, how much space. So starting with customary, we are going to do customary units of weight. What are we measuring?
Wait.
If you look up at my board, you're going to see mass along the top. It's in the third column.
I don't know.
Okay? I'll take you guys with me so you can see.
Massive.
Mass is in the third column. And so underneath mass, I have a unit called grams, but I also have a special poster. Online friends, you can pause this screen if you need to while I talk about it. Okay? Otherwise, I'm going to keep talking here, actually. Mass is the measure of how much matter is in an object. When we're talking weight, we're really talking about how heavy it is. I'm going to go ahead and shut this off. So online friends, if you need to go back to those pictures, you can. You can always go back and pause that screen. But I wanted everybody else to hear. My customary units are those ones that are in the middle. The green, the pink, and the black. So the most common one that we talk about, if you were going to step on a scale and weigh yourself, what would be the unit that you would measure yourself in? Addison?
Pounds.
Pounds. You would say how many pounds you are. And that tells you how heavy your body is, right? And so does anybody happen to know how many ounces are in a pound? Ounces are my smaller units. Skylar?
5.
Nope, good guess. How many ounces are in a pound?
3,
Eli?
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Nope, 10 is a great guess. If
12.
it were metric, 10 would be a really smart thing. Customary is a little different. It feels a little bit random. It might even say up there, if you are close to my posters, how many ounces are in a pound. Hadley?
16.
Oh, it's so weird you sounded like Gunnar just now, but Gunnar would use his GTA to share, I'm sure. Mr. Dingle?
16.
There are 16 ounces in 1 pound. Restate that for me.
There are 16 ounces in 1 pound.
To get a little visual for yourself, a little benchmark for these amounts. If you were to have a stick of butter, just 1 stick of butter, like if you're baking, that's about a pound. Okay. And I have that. I'm going to keep talking so you guys can hear me. But a stick of butter is about 1 pound. Or if you have like a can of soup, that's about a pound. A bottle of glue, that's about a pound. If you want to know the weight of just 1 ounce, so like it would take 16 of these to weigh as much as the other. 1 little slice of cheese from a sandwich, that's about an ounce. Or a slice of bread, because you know how light bread is since it's so full of air, right? That's about an ounce. Now this is another thing that we have weird abbreviations for. So last time I talked to you about how liters have a capital L. Ounces and pounds are really odd. So let's start with ounces because they're my tiny ones. Who remembers what's something that weighs about the amount of an ounce? Hadley? No, we just talked about these. What's a benchmark for an ounce, Olivia?
A piece of bread.
Piece of bread, okay? So I'm just going to draw a little piece of bread here for you. An ounce is really light, like just 1 little slice of bread. The abbreviation for ounce is actually OZ.
What?
Really odd, right? It's not OS, it's not ON, like it would make sense. It's actually OZ. So when you were born, like when I was born, I was 6 pounds, 8 ounces. And you'll hear that a lot with babies. They would have written this as 6 pounds, 8 ounces, right? So that's talking about my ounces. Pounds also has a really weird shortcut for it. When we're talking about pounds, it's not IB, it's LB. You might hear athletes saying that like, oh, I'm really packing the LBs, right? Another shortcut that you can also do is actually a hashtag. because way back in the day when they made this the abbreviation per pound, they hashtags weren't a thing. But you might see this also on something like, my parents, they always go to Sam's Club and they buy lots of hamburger, right? And instead of leaving it all in this giant tube of hamburger, they cut it into smaller sections and they bag it. And so my mom would like put her meat in a Ziploc bag, right?
Yeah.
And then she would label it on the little sticker. There's like all the meat down here. Pretend that the squiggles are meat. And she would write on it that this is like 2 pounds, and she would just do that. It doesn't mean 2 number. It doesn't mean 2 hashtags.
Hey, that's mine.
It means 2 pounds. And so if you ever see something that you think that they might be measuring the weight, then you'll know that that symbol means pounds, right? What is something else that is about the weight of 1 pound? A little benchmark for that in your brain. Emerson? If a slice of bread is about 1 ounce, what's something that's about 1 pound?
Expo eraser.
No, that'd be pretty light actually. Think about, we talked about 3 different things. Gavin?
The building.
Well, the building would be lots and lots and lots of pounds. In fact, we're gonna get to that in a little bit here. River?
Maybe like,
What's a picture next to pounds up there?
pound of butter.
Yeah, it's just the 1 stick. So if you've got a stick of butter that you keep out to make cookies, that would weigh about 1 pound, okay? So I always think of a slice of cheese and a stick of butter, but the slice of bread works also. So a pound, how many ounces are in 1 pound? Who remembers? It's kind of a random number. Kind of a random number. Olivia? There are 16, so I would take ounces times 16 to get a pound, right? So if I were 8 ounces, it takes 16 ounces to get to a pound. That's like a half a
you're
pound.
6 and a
I was
half
6 and a half pounds, exactly. That's right, because 8's half of 16. So that's kind of our benchmarks. Are you ready to do a little bit of practice with those?
No.
Be thinking of, yeah, you are. Be thinking of these amounts. A pound. Oh, there's one more I wanted to tell you. My bad. We do have another thing in America with our customer units. When you have something that's incredibly heavy, like not just a few pounds, but like it's actually worth, it's 2,000 pounds.
Oh, like my
a cow.
Oh my goodness, I have a lot of blurts, but I'm looking for my mathematicians that can use GTA. Those are the ones that I'm interested in hearing about right now. If you have 2,000 pounds, like a car, or an elephant, or a whale, we would call that something else.
Or a building.
Riley, it's a ton. Now we call things a ton all the time. We're like, oh my gosh, that was a ton of homework, Mrs. Scholes, or I had a ton of work to do this weekend. But there's a literal ton. This is kind of like liters. It must be a capital T. And a ton is actually 2,000 pounds. Okay? This, when I think about a ton, I think
Guys, it's
about
only 2 pounds.
an elephant. Okay? An elephant would weigh
A
about
gorilla.
a ton.
A gorilla.
A gorilla would not quite weigh a ton because 2,000, man, that's a lot, right? A truck or a car would be another thing. A really heavy car.
Tortoises can't be.
A lizard.
2,000 pounds, friends. A school bus, a heavy truck, an elephant, but not just things that are.
What about elf?
Not things that are just heavy. If they're just heavy, they can be lots of pounds. But not very many things get all the way up. Not very many things get all the way up to 2,000 pounds. So we've got those in our brain. So we are ready to go ahead and practice keeping those benchmark amounts in mind. Something like a truck for a ton, a slice of cheese for an ounce, a stick of butter for a pound. Go ahead, and who's ready to tell me if we were finding the weight of objects, would you use an ounce or a pound for a backpack that's full of books? Who's got this one for me? Olivia. You'd use a pound. That's definitely more than just ounces, right? LBs. How about just one little peanut? Would I measure that in ounces or pounds? Macy. Ounces. A shortcut for ounces is?
OZ.
Very good.
Why does mine say OZ?
Oh, I'm sorry, online friends. I have to stop and give a couple people strikes. We have letters here. What if I were weighing a couch? Would I weigh a couch in ounces
Ounces.
or pounds? Emerson.
Pound.
Pounds. Very good. What about a pencil? Ellie.
Ounces.
Yeah, just ounces. That's probably not a very heavy thing, right? Let's go ahead and estimate some objects, right? If I were weighing your desk, do you think it's closer to 3 pounds or 30 pounds? Addison,
3 pounds.
go ahead and lift your desk.
It's easy.
It's not hard, but you guys are pretty strong, right?
No.
Okay, probably 30 pounds.
With all of the weight.
Because you have lots of things in it, okay? Put them down, sit down.
But we have stuff in there. Sit down. That's
3 pounds would only be like 3 slices of bread. Do you think your desk weighs only about 3 slices of bread worth? No. So that's a way to kind of visualize. Numero 6.
Numero 6.
A television, your TV. Do you think your TV is closer to 20 ounces or
Yeah.
20 pounds, Maddie? 20 pounds. How about a hamster? 5, they're not very big. 5 ounces or 5 pounds, Dax? Ounces. Hamsters are actually really tiny. How about one slice?
weighs like 5 pounds. It's fat.
How about one slice of cheese? A pound or an ounce? That's one of our benchmarks. Eli?
Ounce.
It's just an ounce. A slice of cheese is one of our reminders for an ounce. Very good.
No, pound.
An ounce. A pound would be like a whole stick of butter. That's definitely more than your slice of cheese, right? Numero 9. I would like you to solve these problems on your own. It is number 9 and number 10. We're going to start with this one. Selma filled each of 3 bags with 5 ounces of her favorite nuts. How many ounces of nuts did she use all together? English, Mrs. Schultz. How many ounces of nuts did she use all together to fill the bags? We have 3 bags,
It's easy.
and there's 5 ounces in each bag. How many ounces of nuts did she use all together to fill the bags?
We learned this in kindergarten. We can make them fun.
You should be working this out on your desk.
I don't know.
What do you think, Hadley? You got 3 groups of 5. I see you writing it. Smart. What'd you get? 5. Good. So what was your equation, Chica? What'd you get though? 15 ounces. Shortcut for ounces is everybody? Very good. Erase. Next one to try. This one I'm going to use my randomizer. So you got to be ready to rock and roll. Have your work, you bet.
No.
You bet.
We can never have more time.
Okay. Numero 10. Two apples together weigh 16 ounces. If one apple weighs 9 ounces, how much does the other apple weigh? Together they're 16. If one apple weighs 9 ounces, how much does the other apple weigh? Go ahead and work that one out on your desk or on your marker boards at home.
It's like 9 times 2.
Well, you need to figure that out. Together they weigh 16 ounces. If one weighs 9 ounces, how much does the other weigh?
My marker
Go ahead and toss it, and then I think I still have an extra one up by the U-Rock side. Do you have one in your pencil pouch, maybe another one? Go ahead and toss it.
Oh, so close.
Alrighty, my randomizer is choosing Miss Rylan. Rylan, I'm thinking if two apples together weigh 16, and I know how much one of them weighs, but I'm trying to find the other. What type of picture does that look like? Math mountain. So I'm going to go ahead and draw my math mountain. And help me plug in my information, Rylan. What's my total weight?
That's not explained.
Together they weigh 16 ounces.
And you put 9.
Okay, so one of them weighs 9 ounces. How would we figure out how much the other apple weighs? If I'm doing a math mountain, do I need to do count bys? What can I do to figure out one of my add-ins on a math mountain? You can phone a friend too if you need to. I have some friends I think that are eager to share. Or if you know, Rylan, you can tell me too. Alright, Riley, what am I going to do for my equation here?
We're going to count. So you're going to start at 9 and you're going to count 16.
Oh, so you did 9 plus O
just know
equals
it.
16 ounces? Okay. What did you get, my friend? 7 ounces. Because they were measuring in ounces. Did anybody solve with a different equation?
I solved it with my brain.
Savannah?
I did 16 minus 9 equals 7.
You bet 16 minus 9 equals 7 is good too. One quick reminder, if you did this the way Riley did, and you wrote 9 plus something equals 16,
Yep.
if you put your answer in this box and you did it like that, you do need to go back and then write your answer with the label on its own. Remember? Because otherwise it looks like your answer is 16 ounces. So do make sure you always go back and you do this part here. So your answer is with the label. Capiche? Alright, go ahead and erase. Noah, I gotta get it so you can actually see it. Noah bought 16 ounces of turkey meat. He used 4 ounces to make a turkey patty. How many patties can he make? Now this time this is a little tricky. to show you a picture. So instead of working this on your desk right now, I'm going to show you a number line picture, and I want you guys to tell me how I can use this to solve, Dax. So here's my picture, and I'll read the problem for you again. It says, Noah bought 16 ounces of turkey meat. If he uses 4 ounces to make a turkey patty, how many patties can he make? Now my number line goes from 0 ounces all the way up to 16 ounces or 1 pound. How can I use this drawing to help me solve? How can I use this picture instead of an equation? If I know each patty takes 4 ounces and I need to figure out how many he can make, what can I do, Keegan? All right. One, two, three, four. Yep. So how many patties can I make?
8.
How many jumps was I able to do? Everybody?
4.
4. So I can make 4 patties. Very good. This time I want you to try visualizing on a number line, and I'm going to read another problem, okay?
Can we make a number line?
This one is counting by 2s. This one's a little bit different. And then they have the odd numbers in between. You see that? So they skip every other. This would obviously be 1, and then they give us 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and it keeps going like that. So my problem is a package of silver beads weighs 6 ounces, and a package of wooden beads weighs 7 ounces more. How much does the package of wooden beads weigh? If a package of silver beads weighs 6 ounces and the wood beads weigh 7 more ounces than that, how much does the pack of wood beads weigh? You might be seeing a number line on your desk, right, since you're working on this one? Or you can do an equation, that's also fine. What do we usually do when you hear so many more? What's that? You might do comparison bar.
No.
So you're thinking if my silver beads are 6 ounces and the wood beads are 7 more, that's a smart thing to do, Riley. Anybody think they got it?
Nope.
If my silver beads weigh 6 ounces and my wooden beads weigh
Oh,
7
15.
ounces
I know.
more, how many ounces do the wooden
that's
beads
easy.
weigh? Maddie?
13 ounces.
Good. How'd you get it, Chica?
So you do 6 and you just count 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
So you just counted up 7 more. You could have shown that even on this too and started with 6 and then counted 7 more. Count with me. 1.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
And so I know in between 12 and 14 I would have 13 ounces. Very good. I'm going to give you one more problem, and this is one that you are going to solve on your desk. Online friends, this is the one you're going to solve in your slides. So erase.
Erase. Erase. Erase. Mitchell.
Let's see. Fish, popcorn, dog, or packages.
Popcorn. Popcorn.
Alrighty.
Dog.
Oh, you know what? The dog one. The dog one's tricky. I like this popcorn one for us. It's gonna be a good one. All right, go ahead and toss
No
it.
such thing
And I'll
as
find
making
anyone.
a marker.
Hocus pocus.
Everybody focus.
This is the one that I'm going to be checking to see if you're ready to move on to the next activity. Okay. Emma has 20 ounces of popcorn kernels in a bag. If she pops 4 ounces of kernels at a time, how many times can Emma pop corn?
What?
Want to solve that one at your desk? Online friends, you may pause this part in your video to keep working.